Normal things that feel illegal when you're broke. You walk into a supermarket and your body changes. Your shoulders tighten. Your steps slow down. Your hands stay close to your pockets. You're not stealing, but your body acts like you are. You already know what you're buying before you enter. Bread. Milk. One item extra if things go well. You don't browse. You hunt. Every aisle is a test of discipline. Every price tag is an insult. You avoid eye contact with the cashier before you even reach them because the scariest sentence in the world when you're broke is not "you're under arrest." It's that will be you pick up an item, then you flip it over, then you put it back. Not because you don't want it, but because touching things you can't afford feels illegal. Rich people call this window shopping. Broke people call it torture. You check your phone. Not messages, not notifications, your balance. You already checked it 10 minutes ago. Nothing has changed. But you check again because maybe, just maybe, reality made a mistake. You reach the counter. There's a line behind you. Your heart starts racing, not because you're in a hurry, because if your card declines, it won't just embarrass you, it will expose you. Being broke is quiet. Declined cards are loud. You tap 1 second. 2 seconds. Those seconds feel longer than prison sentences. Approved. Your whole body relaxes. You didn't buy joy. You bought relief. Later that day, someone texts you. Let's hang out. 3 words. Your brain immediately translates them into numbers. Transport. Food. Time. You don't reply instantly. You sit there, staring at the screen, calculating life. Not because you don't want friends, but because friendship is expensive when you're broke. You type, maybe another time. What you mean is, I can't afford to be seen right now. You walk past a restaurant. People are laughing inside. Food on the table. Drinks sweating in glasses. You don't think, that looks nice. You think, how did they do it so casually? Ordering without checking prices feels illegal. Saying, bring whatever, feels criminal. You already know what you'd order if you went in. The cheapest thing that doesn't scream, I'm struggling. Just buy quality. It lasts longer. You smile. That sentence is for people with future money. When you're broke, all money is today money. Tomorrow is a luxury. Your shoes are worn out, but not enough to replace. You tell yourself, they still work. That sentence has delayed more progress than laziness ever did. You avoid going to certain places, not because you're not allowed, but because you feel like you're not supposed to be there. Gyms, nice cafes, good neighborhoods. Money buys access. Poverty installs invisible fences. You rest, then guilt hits you. Rest feels illegal when you're broke, because rest feels unearned. You tell yourself you'll relax after things improve. Things never improve fast enough. You don't dream out loud because dreaming without money feels embarrassing. So you keep it inside. Quiet, safe, small. One day, you see someone buy something without checking the price. No hesitation, no calculation, no fear. And you realize money doesn't just change what you can buy. It changes how free you feel doing normal things. Nothing you were afraid of was ever illegal. You were just broke. You sit on your bed at night, lights off, phone in hand. Not scrolling for fun, scrolling for escape. You open social media and see people doing normal things. Eating out, traveling, buying clothes, laughing on rooftops, sitting in cafes on laptops. Nothing extreme, nothing flashy, just normal life. And for some reason, it makes your chest heavy. Not jealousy, something worse, alienation. It feels like they're living in a country you don't have a visa for. The next morning, you wake up early. Not because you're productive, because sleep is free. Staying in bed costs nothing. Getting up does. You lie there doing mental math. Transport, food, airtime, emergency buffer. Your brain is already tired before your body moves. You shower fast, not because you like quick showers, because hot water feels illegal when you're broke. You don't stand there enjoying the moment, you rush. Like someone might burst in and accuse you of wasting resources. People with money call this self-care. Broke people call it discipline. You get dressed. You wear the same clothes you wore last week, not because you like them, because they're safe. Safe means they still look decent, they don't attract comments, they don't require explanation. New clothes feel suspicious, like, why are you spending when you should be surviving? You step outside. You walk instead of taking transport, not because you enjoy walking, but because movement feels cheaper than comfort. Your legs get tired. Your mind stays loud. You pass a cafe. Someone is sitting alone inside. Laptop open, coffee on the table, headphones on. They look calm, focused, unbothered. You don't think, I want coffee. You think, how much peace does that cost? You enter a shop to buy something small, one item. You calculate tax before the cashier does. You already know the total. You already know if it will pass. You've practiced this moment in your head. You don't joke with the cashier. You don't waste time because lingering feels illegal. The cashier smiles. You don't smile back fully. Smiling feels like confidence. Confidence feels expensive. Your phone buzzes. A notification. Low balance. You didn't even spend much, but the number dropping hits you harder than the purchase itself. Money leaving hurts more than money arriving feels good. That's poverty psychology. What do you do for fun? You freeze. Fun? You recycle answers. Music, movies, chilling, safe answers, cheap answers. You don't say, I rest when I can. I survive. I plan exits, because survival isn't a hobby. You go home. You eat something simple. You eat slowly, not to enjoy it, to make it last. People with money eat until satisfied. Broke people eat until strategic. You open your phone again. Someone is selling something you like. Good price, limited time. You stare at it. You imagine having it. Then you imagine the consequences. Rent, food, emergencies. You close the app. Self-control feels heroic when you're broke, but nobody gives you a medal. Night comes. You want to rest, but your mind won't shut up because rest feels illegal when you haven't won yet. You feel like you're falling behind, even when you're doing nothing wrong. You think about the future, but not too far. Thinking too far feels irresponsible. You think in weeks, maybe months. Years feel fictional. Someone says, You should invest. You nod. Invest with what? Hope? You hear people say, money isn't everything. That sentence sounds expensive because when you don't have money, money is most things. It's dignity. It's options. It's silence in your head. You avoid conversations about money, not because you're ashamed, because one wrong sentence can expose you. How much did it cost? Where did you get it? Why don't you just... You laugh it off. Change the subject. Survival requires emotional camouflage. You start shrinking your wants. Not intentionally, subconsciously. You stop wanting big things, then medium things, then small things, until you only want relief. That's how poverty steals ambition without touching your wallet. You don't quit dreams. You postpone them indefinitely. You say, one day. One day becomes a storage room for unused potential. You see someone quit a job casually, just walked out, no plan, no fear. You don't judge them, you study them, because that kind of confidence looks illegal. You stay in situations longer than you should, jobs, places, relationships, because leaving requires cushion, and cushion is money. You apologize a lot, even when it's not your fault, because being broke teaches you to reduce friction, to not take up space, to not be difficult. You hesitate before asking for help, because help feels like debt, and debt feels like a trap. You plan emergencies that never happen, and when emergencies actually happen, they hit harder. You become resourceful, creative, sharp, but tired, always tired. One day, something changes. Not dramatically, not a lottery win, not overnight success, just stability. Enough to breathe. The first strange thing you notice? You stop checking your balance obsessively. You still check it, but it doesn't control your mood. You order food without panic. You don't choose the cheapest thing automatically. You choose what you want. Your hand doesn't shake. You walk into places you used to avoid, not arrogantly, casually, like you belong, because now you do. You rest. And for the first time, rest doesn't hurt. You buy quality, and you don't feel guilty. You understand time now. You start dreaming out loud, and people don't laugh. They listen. That's when it hits you. Nothing changed about the world. You changed your position in it. All those things that felt illegal, they were never crimes. They were symptoms. Symptoms of living too close to the edge for too long. And once you've lived that life, you never forget. You move differently. You respect money. You respect peace. Because the real luxury isn't yachts. It's walking into normal life without fear.